You've been trained, keep your head down, don't embarrass yourself, don't embarrass the family, don't say things that may not happen. And I do just the opposite.
What is your definition of a high-performance person?
Being all that you can be every day. 24/7, 365, being all you can be. Well, the most important thing is self-esteem. The people that we read about, the people that we admire, the Elon Musks, the Steve Jobs, the Warren Buffetts, etc., all have one thing in common. They have extremely high self-esteem. Be around, surround yourself with other people that have high self-esteem. Show me your friends and I'll show you your future. You have not used the opportunities, whereas the people in the third, fourth, fifth world countries use those opportunities to be all they can be. And money's not everything in the world, but money's the only thing anybody keeps track of. Most of the people that are engaged in personal development, for example, aren't serious. They're just, it takes up 3 or 4 or 5 hours of their time a week, and so they're fiddle farting around and they're not taking it serious. And if you want to be a high-performance person, and you don't have to be, 98% of all the high-performance people on the planet are introverts. You don't say what you really feel. Introverts is you don't act as if you really wanted to show the person that you don't disagree with them. Introverts are when your parents were telling you shit when you were growing up, you just put your head down and kept your mouth shut. If love got the job done, you wouldn't need podcasts, you wouldn't need seminars. It doesn't. Tough love gets the job done. When I read about that people commit suicide because they were unliked on Facebook, it makes me sick to my stomach. How can the world get that fucked up that because of fucking Facebook, people are gonna kill themselves? What have we come to? God almighty. Don't you see there's something fundamentally wrong with that? What are you gonna tell your kids and grandkids 20 years from now? When your grandson that's yet to be born comes up and says, "Granddad, what did you do during the greatest transformation of wealth in the history of the planet?" And you know what you're gonna say? "I sat with my thumb up my fucking ass and did nothing." How many of you would like to have your kids grow up just like your parents? You know the answer, don't you? Close to zero. Because they were shitty role models. And I wanted people like, I'm from the barrio, I'm a real rough background, been in jail 5 times, did a lot of ugly things, which I don't recommend to anybody. But I'm glad it happened to me because I know what the other side, like some of you have never been, kicked in the teeth. I know what it is to be kicked in the teeth and my teeth be on the pavement. I know what that feels like. I know the humiliation. Forget the pain, you get over the pain. And I wanted the poor kids to understand that they had a methodology, there was a methodology used by one of them, and I'm considered for poor, although it's hard pressed for me to say how, they don't believe that I'm poor now. But I mean, that was once poor and got in a lot of trouble, you can do it if you want to do it bad enough. The operative part of that little description is if you want it bad enough. Muhammad Ali, which used to be Cassius Clay, the great fighter, arguably one of the greatest fighters ever, he was talking shit since he's 14, 15 years old, "I'm the greatest," before he ever had a professional fight. Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, Warren Buffett. Success leaves clues, kids. I just named 5 of the greatest names in business in the last 150 years. And they all have one thing in common. They're ball busters. They're hard as fucking nails. Where does that leave you?